The high cost of data, it's over to Eben.
Yeah, but South Africa reportedly has the second highest data cost globally, after only Brazil. Now, the Telecommunications Department says strides have been made to tackle these high data costs, including calling on the Independent Communications Authority of South Africa, ICASA, to inquire about broadband markets. Now, at the same time, network operator MTN says it understands consumers' call to have data prices lowered, and they're ready to engage all stakeholders on the cost-effective consumption of data. Now, to talk to us about the price of data and whether it can be reduced, well, we are joined by Rubben Mohlaloga, ICASA's acting chairperson. A very good morning to you, Mr. Mohlaloga. How are you today?
Good morning, Alvin, and good morning to the viewers out there. We're good.
You saw the viewers are not happy, yeah?
Yeah, especially because they want free data.
That's part of the thing. I want to talk to you firstly about your discussions that you've had with the operators. Of course, fingers are being pointed at the operators and saying that they are unscrupulous in dealing with this. What have you found in your discussions and your investigations thus far?
Look, I think there's about 3 legs to the whole intervention on the cost of data. The first is that we have published the questionnaire that deals with the priority markets, which may include the broadband markets, and identifying those markets. Is there a need for some pro-competitive interventions that we need to impose in order to bring some efficiencies in terms of the costing of data and so on? And that process has started. The second is that we're engaging with the operators to deal mainly with 2 issues. The first is that what we are observing, even though the trend has been downwards in terms of the cost of data, but it is still a little bit higher. Now, as to whether it is expensive or not, that's a process that we'll have to undergo, but it is still higher. Now, we've got to deal with the expiry of data, and also to deal with the in-bundle and out-bundle price differential. And those people who buy, big bundles, they spend less per megabyte, and those that, buy little bundles, they spend higher per megabyte. And those that are out of bundle, they pay. So that issue addressing, and we're looking at the regulatory framework, particularly the end user subscriber charter, to say we need to address that, and as a result, also there's some moral persuasion and suasion that, as you say, the engagements with the operators and also the National Consumer Commission.
You're talking about in-bundle and out-bundle. Of course, in-bundle is for the rich and out-bundle is for the poor. And out-bundle is very expensive, almost 2 rand a meg in some cases.
It is.
That means the poor is being targeted.
As we say, we need to address that. Of course, operators will say, look, we're attempting to encourage our people to stay in bundles, but that differential, it's chalk and cheese. So that is the issue we'll have to deal with in terms of our end-user subscriber charter, and say, how do we deal with the expiry of data and the in-bundle and out-bundle price differential?
How do we get to a point where, if there is an investigation and we find that there might be issues of collusion and price fixing and these kinds of things within it, the Competition Commission are getting involved as well, is it enough to impose a fine in that case? As ICASA, how do you feel about these kinds of issues?
We hope that there isn't collusion. And of course, whether there is or no collusion, the Competition Commission will make a call. Would obviously collaborate with whatever investigation that the Competition Commission is doing. On our part, we are looking at issues that have got to deal with what are mandated to do, and the Commission has got that, and there's an MOU that we have with them. But as I say, we've got an end-user subscriber charter,
Yeah.
We also have the National Consumer Commission that together we're trying to deal with the issues of expiry of data as well as the in-bundle and out-of-bundle. But then we need to also, at the policy level, deal with the question of spectrum because it's a serious input cost that builds into how data is priced. To the extent that operators have got spectrum constraints, we expect miracles around coverage, around speeds, around cost. It's almost a fantasy. So we need to address the question of spectrum, release spectrum, license spectrum, so that we enable, one, investments in the sector, two, also the operators to operate.
Ideally, if you could be 2 years down the line from now, and you look back as ICASA, what would you have liked to see happen in those 2 years?
One, I would have liked to see the cost of data going down, and that would have happened through the successful migration, and two, successful licensing of spectrum to operators. Because this is the only sector where there's no investment strike. There's more than 20 billion rand that is invested in the sector per annum. So let's enable the industry to grow, and as it grows, the GDP of the country will grow. So that's where I want to see the country going, and of course with high quality of services that should be available to consumers out there, obviously effectively priced.
Let's hope your dream comes true. It's all of our dream as well. Of course, we're asking our viewers, they're voting today with their data to tell you we need an inquiry, and you are busy with this inquiry, but they want a judicial inquiry. Some are even calling for presidential inquiry into this thing. But as you can see, it's an overwhelming yes from 330 odd votes. People are very passionate about this, and some even call it a human right in the 21st century to make data affordable. So just to show you what people are voting, they want a proper inquiry, and I can tell them that you're the man that's looking into this. Let's just have a look at a couple of the tweets that are now coming in. This one from Noel, who says, yes, we need this inquiry. Why in South Africa data charges are so expensive than other countries? No, that's an investigation that Mr. Mohlaloga is doing, and he's going to make sure that something happens. This one from Kopas Mashego, he says, yes, it should. We need data to apply for jobs, to register at schools and varsities. Data must fall. It's a human right, like water and oxygen now, people are saying. TikTok says, Newsroom, let's hear what ICASA has to say. Well, yeah, easy ICASA. Mr. Mohlaloga is with us, and he tells us, moves are afoot, discussions are underway, and that inquiry is being done under his watch. And we are going to see this industry transformed in the short to medium term. We live in hope. We're going to take a short little break. Thank you to Mr. Rubben Mohlaloga, ICASA's acting chairperson, for talking to us about the high price of data you guys tell us here in South Africa. After the break, we'll talk sports.
If you asked the British how they felt about being the biggest cider drinkers in the world, they'd say something like this. Yes. Well, we don't know about you, but that sounds like a challenge. Challenge accepted. Tops at Spa. Good cider, good advice, no stiff upper lip.
Welcome back. Yeah, the Proteas, they've called up Heine Kuhn, Aidan Markram and Andile Perlukwayo as the new caps for the 4 Test